Hands on the rope. What the herd, the land, and the work teach us about hope. 1. The herd. There are so many things more important than a farm. Ever since I got the news that this farm has to find a new home, I wake with an ice pick of terror in my gut. Fear makes lists for me. It circles my bed at night, telling me what I could lose. But when the morning comes, the horses are rustling for breakfast. Their breath hangs in the air like a sigh from the earth, untroubled by deeds or signatures. They remind me that land is only one kind of ground. What roots us is not the boundary fences, but the bonds between beings who choose to merge together. Children arrive for lessons, their boots too big, and their laughter spilling down the gravel drive. They don't see the threat. They see Pepper's soft nose and the sway of Max's back, and the certainty of a place where they belong. For them, belonging matters more than property lines. I walk the land at dusk and I think of my grandparents, my father, my mother, of all the families who have carried me here. The weight in my stomach lightens a little when I remember that this story has never been just about me. It has always been about us. So I ask myself again, what is truly important? The land is part of this, and so are the living beings carried across it. The barn contains the breath inside of it. Everything changes, but change is a container for holding things safe. A farm may move, but what really matters cannot. 2. The land. Land is a living memory layered in the soil with roots growing down through centuries of storms. I stare at the stone foundation that has outlasted the hands that built them. When I walk around Lavender Hill, I feel the hush of history pressing close. The trees stretch overhead like watchmen. The creek runs as it always has, careless of who claims it. The land does not belong to me any more than the sky does, but it asks that I notice it, that I tend what is given to my care, and that I return to do the same thing again tomorrow. There are stories already pressed into the soil, people who planted, harvested, and dreamed here before me. To step onto this farm is to feel a braid of time, past, present, and future twisted together. Property lines may shift, but the ridge does not forget the footsteps of those who crossed before. The house remembers voices even after the rooms stand empty. Fields hold stories whether or not the fences stand. If the herd teaches me that belonging lives in relationship, the land teaches me that belonging also lives in time. We are stewards, never owners. Borrowers, never keepers. What I fear losing is not acreage. I fear losing myself in the long line of existing. But I'm humbled by the chance to weave my life into a place that has woven so many things before. 3. The work. Hope doesn't keep the gates open, and love doesn't mend fences. Between vision and desperation lies the work. Has the feed been ordered and the hay stocked? The fence needs to be spliced. There are fire ants in the well switch, and someone who has never met a horse has called to tell me how they'll ride one. There is sweat caught in my shirt, splinters in my palms, and the rhythm of shovels against stone. A hole in the hose seeps water into the arena sand. There is paperwork, payroll, insurance forms, and endless signatures trying to catch with ink what cannot be held in straight lines and send buttons. There are emails sent at midnight, phone calls returned from the shower, and 1,000 conversations stitched together into one fragile thread of possibility. The work is teaching people how to sit deeply and breathe. It's showing them how to brush the dust from a horse's coat and how to listen with their whole bodies. It is watching their eyes widen when a giant creature understands what they want, or watching them shrink back when boundaries feel like rejection. The work is the invisible scaffolding that keeps the visible dream standing. To tend a herd and hold land is to carry both weight and wonder at once. What excites me in the exhaustion is knowing that I'm not alone. Lurking in the amnesia of my fears is the memory that this farm has always delivered exactly the right thing at the right time. Strangers building a 3-board fence, a donation of time and resources, the answers to questions, an absolute signal that it's time to leave. Like the man who arrived in a car spray-painted with wings, every gift that arrives when I'm at the edge of giving up, this too is the work. The work keeps answering, even when I've run out of questions. 4. The hope. Hope doesn't drift down like light, like clouds, like whispers. Hope is built plank by plank, the way barns are raised and fences are stretched and mended. Hope is stubborn, the way it stretches into sore muscles and brushes blistered hands. Hope is watching the herd settle into new pastures, their heads bent low to grass as if nothing in the world had shifted. It's the land answering back in green shoots and water that keeps running, no matter the maps drawn over it. It is the work that hums beneath exhaustion, proving again that what is asked of us is possible. Hope lives in community, by herd, land, and labor that is held by many. It is strangers becoming kin, small gifts gathered into harvests, and 1,000 threads braided into a rope stronger than any one of us could hold alone. This is why I ask you to join me. It's not desperation, it's an invitation. I ask you to place your hand on the rope with ours, to gather strength, and to believe with us that farms like ours should not slip away into construction and asphalt and growth. Because the herd needs belonging, because the land needs stewardship, because the work needs witnesses, and because hope needs to be discovered together. So I ask you to be a part of the movement to save Bramblewood Stables. If you want to put your hand on the rope with ours, there are ways to do that right now. We have our Rooted in Community silent auction happening, and I'm linking to that in the show notes. Bidding is live and will continue until Sunday the 14th. You can sponsor a horse as they make their journey to their new forever home. Again, I'll link to that in the show notes. And this Saturday from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we will have the Bramblewood Benefit and Farewell at our Taylor's location. I hope that you'll join us. And I thank you so much for being a part of this herd as we move to our new home. Love, Kim.